Hey guys, it's Jonathan. I just got done with my counseling day and I thought to myself, I really have to make a video because 3 times today I had 3 different parents ask me the exact same thing. Jonathan, how do we keep our kids from forgetting the simplest things? So let me give you an example of this. There was one parent that I was talking to and her son had this problem. Every time they would pull into the driveway, he was gone. I mean, just pew, he's gone. He just bolts right out of the car and leaves the door wide open and then bolts into the house, leaves the front door open. Every single time, she says, he does this. And I have yelled at him, I have punished him. I even made this cute little sticky note that I taped to the back of the car seat that said, "Close the door." None of this stuff was working. She was completely frustrated and upset about this, but nothing topped her anger when she came out one morning and her son had left the door open all night and a raccoon, a stinking raccoon, this raccoon got in the minivan and just tore it up. Got in there and ripped up the cushions. She said it ripped off a cup holder, pulled down upholstery. I mean, just trashed this thing, I guess looking for food. And while she's talking, I'm picturing this raccoon walking down the driveway like, woohoo! Little raccoon. That was what was going on in my mind. Believe me, I know how frustrating it is when your kids won't do the simplest things. Just close the door. Just close the door. That's all you gotta do. Just push it, push it. Close this door, close that door. Just close all the doors. Can't you just close the doors? It's so simple, close the doors. I have lost my cool so many times as a parent, it's not even funny. And I'm a therapist, but there's something that works. Listen up, I'm gonna tell you what I told this woman to do and what I tell other parents to do, and it works out fabulously, okay? When it's about a habit, when it's about a pattern, it's about a routine that is not being done, that is not being remembered, it has to be learned in that sequence. And what parents are doing is they're trying to teach the kids out of sequence, and it doesn't work, and it gets so frustrating. They're coming back 2 hours later, or whenever it is, and then they're saying, hey, go out and close that door and come back in. It's not the full learning process, especially if you have a child that has a tough time with focus or is very inattentive or just preoccupied. I mean, you know, they're awesome kids, but they have a really hard time getting ingrained in a pattern, in a routine. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to teach them something. Here's what I told that mother to do. When this happens, every time you catch it, and I don't care if it's 2 hours later, I don't care if it's the next day, I don't even care if there's a raccoon in there, this is what you do. You make him start over. You make him do the whole thing from the very beginning. You have him put his coat on, whatever his clothes were, you have him go outside, you have him get in that minivan, sit in the seat, put his seatbelt on, count to 10, take the seatbelt off, get out, close the door, go into the house, and then close that door. And you repeat every single time he does that. Yes, it takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. And here's why it's worth it. Because he has to learn it from the moment that it actually occurs and how it actually occurs, how to do this behavior. He learns it in the context. It's very important. It doesn't help him at some point afterwards just to have to go out and close the door. He's not learning it in the sequence that it happens. What he needs is the whole trigger. He needs to visualize it, he needs to pause, he needs to have that moment of learning, okay, the van is here and it's stopped. I even suggested that she go one step further a few times, that she gets everybody, get back in the minivan, lock it all up, drive around the block, and come and park again. Have him do it over. Have him learn it in that context over and over and over until it's ingrained, and it will get ingrained. There is a secondary reason why this is effective, because it is darn annoying to stop what you're doing and go back and finish something that you should have done in the past. Can you picture it now? Mom, really? I gotta go do that? Now, you want me to do what? I gotta put my coat on, my shoes are off. Why do I have to go back outside? I don't wanna do that. Really? Are you really gonna make me do that? I don't wanna do that. Come on. They don't wanna do it. It's annoying, and just enough time puts the thought in the head like, I don't want to have to go back and do that. So not only are you teaching them to do things in the right sequence, in the natural order, the natural activating event that they need to respond and kick into this behavior, but it's also a natural consequence of having to learn something that they should have been doing before. So it's in their mind and they're thinking, I don't want to have to stop and put my clothes on and close that door later, so I need to make sure I remember it this time. I need to stay focused. I've got to remember it. We're pulling up in the driveway. I need to remember to do this. So it doesn't matter if it's kids who are laying clothes all over the house and they're not putting them where they're supposed to be, or a kid who's forgetting to brush their teeth before they go to bed, or a kid who's leaving wet towels on the floor. It doesn't even matter if it's you. We all learn this way. We condition ourselves into learning. Think about it. You have hundreds of habits. You have hundreds of patterns that you are doing every day that are ingrained in you. So here is something I want you to hear. This is not punishment. This is learning. When your kids are pushing back and they don't want to do this, or maybe you're feeling a little bit guilty as a parent that you're making them go outside when it's 10 degrees and repeat this process, this is how people learn. This is how kids learn. Especially, this is how we learn habits. This is how we learn routines. This is how we learn the patterns of our lives. And it's learning. It's not cruel and unusual. What's cruel and unusual is all the yelling and anger and frustration that you're feeling, that you're unleashing on your children. I've been there. Okay? It's not fun. And it's not fun, the misery that everyone has to go through. That's the cruel and unusual punishment. If you think about the time that you're gonna focus, a small amount of time that you're gonna focus on getting this right, on this learning, it's nothing compared to the frustration and all the time that you spend in misery. I'm trying to help you out, people. The learning has to happen in the natural order of things. I'm done. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I said it. I hope that helped you out. I don't always want people to have to come to a therapist to learn things that are going to really help them out. So if it did help you out, send me a message. Join my email list. I'm going to be putting out a lot of good stuff. Get on social media. Give me a shout out. I'm responding. I'm active. I'm here. Talk to you later. Oh, most importantly, watch out for those raccoons.